I walked in some bars when I had my heart broken. One drink at a time. I mean, he is so talented. I think he could produce a turtle and make it sound like a hit. Really reconnected with my Southern roots, and I wanted to make a true country record, and I'm really proud of that. I am so excited. CMA Fest is always such a great week. For so many reasons, it's all about the fans and country music, and I get to see my other fellow artists that I don't get to see very often because we're all scattered all over the place, but this is kind of the one week that we're all in the same place, so it's exciting. I am most excited to see Laney. She's one of my really good friends. We have a song coming out together Friday, so I'm excited to see her and celebrate that. I knew I wanted to collaborate with Laney the second I met her. I didn't know what kind of song we would do or what we would do together, but she's my kind of people. And I like to work with people that I would be friends with regardless of how I met them. And she's one of those. She is amazing. I wrote Thicc as Thieves without Laney. We tried to write it together. She's also an amazing songwriter. But it's hard to get people in the same room sometimes when, you know, she's had such an amazing year and she's so busy and we just could not ever get the schedules lined up. And when I started writing for the project, I was like, I had told her the idea and I said, can I just write it? And she said, yes, please do. And I sent it to her and it was like, off to the races, and it's one of my favorites. My favorite line of Thicc as Thieves is busting out the can like some Pillsbury biscuits. And I like the way she says it with her accent. The last few years of my life, and for everyone, you know, we all slowed down. Not slowed down, our lives literally stopped a few years ago. And it was the first time in 12 years for me to stop. Since I was on Idol, I've just gone nonstop pretty much, except for the period of time when I had vocal cord surgery. But other than that, I've just been going. And I haven't spent a ton of time back home in Georgia. In the last few years, I've prioritized that quite a bit more. And I spent time with my brother and his children and my parents and just really had a time to reconnect with myself and where I came from. And that was really important for me to showcase in this music. I wanted to record songs that girls in Rossville, Georgia would be proud of. And I really think we've done that. And they're not all necessarily my specific story right now where I am in my life, but they have been at some point or another. And I just want to represent those girls back home well, because at the end of the day, I am one of them. I moved away, but you can't move away from something like that entirely. And so something I hadn't totally tapped into. I've never gotten away from myself. I just really reconnected with my Southern roots, and I wanted to make a true country record. Because sometimes I've leaned, more pop or R&B in some of my music, but when people hear this music, they're not gonna say that. It is country music, and I'm really proud of that. And I think that my spending time at home and just kind of remembering what my life was like before all of this craziness really influenced that. The first song I recorded for Unlocked was A Walk in the Bar, which I love that one. It is one of my favorites. It really showcases my personality and a period of my life that I did that. I walked in some bars when I had my heart broken. It definitely helped. One drink at a time. One boot in front of the other. And I think it's really a defining song on the project in general because of the sound of it. It's the most like what I've done in the past, but it is still a total departure from what I've done in the past. It's a nice bridge between where I've been and where I am now. It's really interesting. Lately, I'm like writing love songs, but I'm getting married, so I feel like I've recorded all of the breakup songs. I might sneak a couple more onto the album, but I'm writing about love now. It's interesting. The older I'm getting to, the more I want to write songs about life. But I also remember like a few years ago when I was still trying to figure it out and I didn't have my person. So I'm just trying to make sure that when I'm in the room writing, I listen to the other people and where they may be in their life and decide what's the most impactful story to tell that day. So I was in a season of like pretty much only writing things about my life. And now for this project, it's been really fun because I've kind of leaned on the other songwriters in the community to share their stories. And like A Walk in the Bar was not my title. I try to go into every writing room with a title that I feel like we'll write that day because I don't ever want to be an artist in a room that doesn't know what they want to do. But when Lydia Vaughn said that title, I was like, oh, we're doing it. Which it sounds like something I would come up with because it's a play on words and I'm kind of known for that. But I'm just, I'm so proud of it. And my writing strategy and my recording strategy for this project has been very different. And I go into every room and I'm like, we're writing a country song today. And that's been really fun to do. Songwriters in general are like sponges. I'm walking around all the time soaking up everything around me. I can hear somebody say something and think, oh, that sounds like a song title, and I'll jot it down, and they would have never even thought of it that way, and it may not even be what they actually said, but it like popped something into my brain and I write it down. I really love a compelling lyric. So when I record songs that I didn't write, which I am doing, I have quite a few on this project that I didn't write. I try to hear myself in the song. I try to think, would I write this song? If I was in the room that day when they were writing it, would this song feel true to me? If I can say yes to that, I know I can record it because I want to believe what I'm saying. If I'm not the person that wrote the lyrics, I want to make sure that they're true to me or have been true to me at some point in my life. So I also really love to cut outside songs. I believe in songwriters, and I am a songwriter, but I'm also an artist, and I don't have to be the one that comes up with the music. If I get to sing it, I don't care who writes it. I love to write music and it's a passion of mine, but what goes on the album needs to be the best songs. And so I've been listening to a lot of outside songs and writing a lot of songs, and we just picked the ones that we believe to be the best. Don't Judge a Woman is a masterpiece. I am so proud that I recorded that song. I wish more than anything I wrote that song. The lyric, it's one of those songs that stops you in your tracks. And the fact that the songwriters gifted me with one of the best songs I have ever heard, ever, hands down. I think Don't Judge a Woman is one of the best songs ever that I've heard written. And the fact that it is mine makes me so excited and so proud. And I just think it is so beautiful. And the songwriters did such an amazing job of describing women in all different walks. And when I was listening to it, I've been the girl in the bathroom stall. I've been the girl, crying over some guy that doesn't deserve my tears, but was getting them anyway. I've been the child in a marriage where the mother stays for the kids. I mean, I've lived through so many of those stories in so many different ways, or witnessed those stories, and I just think it's a song for all women, no matter what walk of life they're in, and I think they did such a beautiful job writing it, and I'm honored to be the one that gets to share it with the world. I love Like Her because it's like female empowerment in a way I have never heard someone do it. I think it's like a sneaky way to like give props to another woman that you don't really want to like her. It's a female that likes this guy and he has this girl with him and she's like trying to find every excuse in the world not to like this girl. But at the end of the day, she's like, okay, I kind of like this girl. And I just think that's really a really important narrative that I haven't heard, because we don't have to hate the girl that the guy chooses if it's not us, but we naturally want to be judgmental or whatever. But I think it's a really cool thing to say. It's like, well, yeah, that girl's pretty cool. It's female empowerment in a very sneaky way, and I love it. I think Joey is such a mastermind when it comes to producing. I think he could produce a turtle and make it sound like a hit. I mean, he is so talented that it is mind-blowing to be in the studio with him. Is just, it's incredible. I tell him all the time, Joey, you are a master. And I think it's been really, really cool. He works mostly with men. Then he got stuck with me, poor thing. I don't think he knows what to think about me. I've got a big old personality and he's like very quiet and calm and I'm like disruptive and loud. But we make a great team because the thing that we both are passionate about is picking the right song. And his honesty in that process is so inspiring because he will flat out look at me and say, this song is not good enough. And it has made me a better songwriter. It's made me a better listener of songs. It's made me want to step up my game because I want to bring him something that's good enough for the project. And I think the fact that he works with a lot of men, it doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, he just makes good music and he makes it sound the best that it can sound. And he's definitely changed my sound for the better. And I'm very thankful for that. I think the most rewarding part of this new project for me is just having new people believing in me and having a renewed belief in myself. And all of that really positive energy around me has allowed me to make the best music I've ever made. And I think that to be 12 years into making music and to feel like it's my first ever project has been so great. And I think it's just taught me that it's never too late to make the appropriate changes to make the best music that you can. And I feel like I've done that. And I feel like I've found all of my forever homes. Like I'm getting married, I've got this new label and new producer and new music. And I'm just really proud, and I think it really showcases who I am unapologetically in all ways. And there's just a confidence in it that I don't feel like I've put into some of the other projects because the belief in myself and my team is so much stronger and they're pouring that back into me. So I think the biggest thing is it's given me a renewed belief in myself. I don't really know if I would change anything. Honestly, because I think everything that I wish I had known, I learned when I didn't know it. So I'm kind of thankful I came into it blind and didn't know anything about it because I've created my own way and found my way, and I'm really thankful for that. Music is so amazing because it meets you wherever you are. And I just hope that when people listen to this music, if they're not going through whatever's happening in the song, that they relate it to something that may have happened to them in their life. And I hope they are as proud of it as I am. I think they will be. I'm very excited.